Hi, everybody, NFT fans. Welcome back to the ENVELOP Podcast. I'm your host, Eugene Crypto MC, and I'm here today with the gentleman from Italy, Carlo Moretti, co-founder and executive director of Pressa Overdrive and CEO of Hexarchia. It is a chess-inspired war and strategy video game where you can collect and wage war with the greatest characters and civilizations of all the time. If you love history, like me, you have to pay attention. So, Carlo, thanks for joining me today.
Hello, everybody. Hello. It's really my pleasure to be with you today.
You know, I always prefer to start with the personal story in crypto of my speakers. Could you please tell us briefly, how did you get into the blockchain space? What were your main incentives to that?
Yes, sure. Well, that was back in 2017 when I was 21 years old. And I already heard when I was in high school about Bitcoin for reasons that I'm not here to explain. But later on, I was really fascinated by the concept of Ethereum. And that's really what brought me into the industry. I was fascinated by the idea of having a programmable currency that you can build apps on top. And I found it very mind-blowing and fascinating. And that's really how I started back in 2017. I bought my first Ethereum on Coinbase. And since then, my life, I can say, really changed.
How did you get your first exposure with NFTs? And how do you explain, especially for non-crypto people, and then for non-blockchain gamers, a lot of people around the world, what the hell is NFT?
Well, that's really interesting because it's connected to the story that got me into the industry. Basically, after I purchased my first Ethereum, I didn't really know what to do with it. So it was sitting on my Coinbase account for some months. And then at the end of 2017, I could see the price of this one Ethereum rising in a way that I had never seen in my life. It was really a newcomer in the industry. So it was really mind-blowing to me. And at the beginning of 2018, really January, I heard about this one project that I'm not going to mention for reasons that you will know shortly, that was about NFTs and collecting countries. So I found it very interesting, especially since I'm a gamer myself. So I said, okay, let's try it out. And in 1 month, basically, from beginning of February 2018 to beginning of March 2018, I had turned flipping NFTs, simply collecting NFTs and selling them, that 1 ETH into 53 ETH. Imagine a 22 years old with 53 ETH in its wallet. I was thinking that Lambo really exists, you know? I was like, man, this is crazy. Like, I've never seen it in my life. Unfortunately, and this is also part of the real story of NFTs, those 53 Ethereum, unfortunately, I lost them all because the founders left the project in 2018, as many projects, as it happened in many projects when the market collapsed. And so me, and as well as many other community members of that projects and other projects, lost their whole savings. So that's really something that I want to say, especially answering your question. So the NFT market is, especially back then, now it's matured a lot, but has a lot of opportunities, but as well as a lot of challenges and a lot of problems. So I strongly suggest you all to be careful and to take your choices consciously, because you can make a fortune and as well as lose it all.
Yeah, I have learned a lot from your story. Thank you for this. So, Hexarchia came about history, and I would love to ask you about the history of Hexarchia itself. How do you explain what is Hexarchia? How did its idea come, and what players need to do in that game?
Sure. So, Hexarchia was born as a consequence of this bad experience. So the whole idea behind it is to offer an engaging, gripping, and addictive gaming experience, something which is at least comparable to the traditional video game industry in terms of user experience, because my team started with a strong conviction that what was offered in the NFT gaming industry what was not at all satisfying. And we wanted to, first of all, bring a high quality experience. So we chose a real engine to build the video game. You can see behind myself a picture of one of the maps of the game, the one set in ancient Rome. And a real engine really allows us to offer a gaming experience which is meaningful for the players. The game is inspired by chess, but it has been designed in an entirely new way. Basically, we have an hexagonal chessboard where the battles happen. We support several war modes, such as the 1v1, 2v2, and 3v3, so single player and multiplayer. And we also support the free-for-all modes from 3 to 6 player free-for-all modes. So we have a huge diversity of battle modes. And players basically have an army of simple troops. For example, those of ancient Rome are the centurions, or for Japan are the samurais. And then they have a warlord, which acts in the game much like the king in chess. So if your warlord is defeated, you lose the game. If you defeat the opponent's warlords, they lose and you win. Basically, the last one to remain on the battlefield is the winner. So these warlords are utility tokens. So they are NFTs on Polygon blockchain, and they are needed to enter the play-to-earn version of the game. So the idea of Hexarchia is to allow a free-to-play version where you do not need an NFT to enter. You simply download the game and you start playing, and there you can win NFTs. Our weapons, they are all tokenized on Polygon as well, and you can win them and trade them eventually on OpenSea. In the play-to-earn version of the game, you must have a warlord. You must have a warlord to enter, and there you can not only win NFTs, but you can also earn our currency, which is coming after the first playable version of the game is released. So yeah, just to close here, I want to say that we have decided to launch the currency after the game, because first of all, we want to see if there is a market for this war and strategy video game, if the players enjoy the game, because it's easy to launch a currency, but it's much less easy to build a game which is satisfying. So first of all, we go test the game, we see if there is engagement there, and then if the community enjoys what we have built, and we hope they will, we launch also the currency that we have in mind.
Well, Hexarchia is being developed now. On what stage on its roadmap, if it's been building now? It is now. How many players have already been playing Hexarchia? What digits you may mention?
Yeah, so Hexarchia has been under development for about a year and more, some months more. So we started in summer 2020, sorry. And now we are about to launch the first playable version. So next month, in October, there's going to be the first playable version for Windows PCs only. And basically, it's a closed alpha. So to keep the number of players under control, we have created a premium access pass, a premium pass. It's only for one Matic, so it's very accessible, or 0.99 euros. It's just for keeping the number of players under control. And we will also give the players, so with this pass, you get access to the closed alpha of the game in October, as well as the pre-sale of our worlds, which are 2 for each of the 3 civilizations that we're starting with: Rome, feudal Japan, and ancient Egypt. You also get a very nice NFT, which awards to you a title in our video game. You can be a Lord of Hexarchia or a Lady of Hexarchia. And we have crafted this NFT in collaboration with POAP, the Proof of Attendance Protocol, which is a very promising project from the Ethereum community. And it's also very cool because it's about common goods on the Ethereum blockchain. So it's a different kind of usage of the chain, which is not for financial purposes, but it's really for the common goods. So the POAPs are free, and they are awarded when you participate in particular events, such as, for example, our pre-sale. And these NFTs are already obtainable. And with that, you also get the role on our Discord. So it's a lot of things there, and also you get our premium newsletter for only one Matic. So it's still a game that it's coming next month. We have a roadmap as well, The beta of the game is coming in Q1 2022, together with our play-to-earn system, so in a few months. And then we have plans for the final release of the game, where we really want to push research and development and adopt a governance system for the game. We're very bullish on DAOs. We have recently established a new partnership with the Bankless DAO. We see them as a stronger model. It was only on Monday, so 2 days ago, that we established this partnership, and we see a huge potential for DAOs in video games. So we are working on that already. It's gonna be, it's coming in 2022, not now, because of course now it's the moment where the team needs to, to develop the foundation of the game. It's important now. The foundations are built by us, and then the community steps in, and we really want them to influence the development of the game later on.
Yeah, it's great to hear that you have established a relationship with Bankless DAO. I'm a huge fan of Bankless. I watch them every day. A couple of years ago, I just finished the last video, diving into metaverse, one of the best video I have seen about the metaverse. Excellent, super. So do you need, I will ask you the same way, what resources do you need for achieving your goals? People, are you hiring, investments, so on, for make all the call to actions now? Maybe who is watching us are your future partners.
Absolutely, yes. So up until today, the founding team has built everything by himself. So it's the right moment. We're launching the alpha to enlarge the team so that we have a strong team that can deliver in the next months our promising video game. Our seed round is currently open since 1 month. We received a lot of attention, and it's current, so we are really open to receive eventually your interest in an NFT game, which is really pushing to open new boundaries in the industry. And as well as we strongly encourage you, if you're interested in NFTs, to take part in our pre-sale, because it's a huge opportunity for you to get early access in a video game which is built with long-term intentions, and to collect and own a piece of the game with our worlds, because our worlds are really the foundation of the play-to-earn system. We also support scholarships with them, so you will be able to rent it out to players that don't have it. They are going to be in limited amount. So I strongly encourage you to read our white paper when it's coming at the end of September, because there will be all the details about the project there.
Yeah, let's switch to the NFT in general, because the case of using NFT in gaming is quite understandable because of digital ownership and so on and so forth. Everything is clear. But why did we face NFT hype in the digital art space in 2020, 2021? And how do you see, was it differ or similar with comparing the ICO hype in 2017?
Well, before joining the podcast, I was watching the reaction of Beeples to his March 11th sale of his piece of art for $69 million. And he said literally, so digital art is a thing now. And this guy basically for 5,000 days in a row, for 13 years in a row, not missing a single day, created a piece of digital art every day, and then sold them all in one piece on March the 11th, collecting again $69 million. So I believe that blockchain is really allowing artists that before were unheard, undiscovered, and unknown to finally get their art out there and get a value for their work. I'm Italian, and in Italy, we have a lot of very, very promising artists in all the arts, not only digital. And for them, it's very hard to get their art understood and discovered. So at least for digital artists now, we have a meme that allows them to show their projects and also get funding for the amount of hours, which is incredible for some artists. I mean, they really put a lot of efforts in creating their art. So I don't think that there's been, that it's happened the same thing as ICOs, especially because, again, like I really have a strong feeling for the arts. So I think that when you see an NFT, sometimes their price can be too high. I understand it. Sometimes those prices might be too much high, but compared to a currency, at least you have a visual feeling with that piece of something, you know, and you can say, okay, for me, just for me, that thing costs $100,000, you know, with a fungible token, you know, it's an entirely different thing, you know, and I think the ICO craze of 2017 was something entirely different. So I really support the NFT art movement. I also think as people that is here to stay, and I think we are just getting started. For example, again, like the other day, I was looking at the picture from Christie's where they were showcasing the monkeys, you know, the bored monkeys. And I had a kind of a dream thinking of how an impressionist, you know, piece back at the end of the 19th century could have been thought, you know, when you were looking at the painting from Monet in 1895. Could you imagine that the century after, that piece of art was going to be one of the greatest of all time? It's very hard to figure it out in the moment.
Yeah, got you, man. Got you, man. Thinking. How do you see the main problems, pains, diseases, challenges of young NFT segment? You've mentioned price discovery. That's one of the problems. Limited liquidity, the second problem. How do you see all of them? We need to cure them in upcoming years.
Yeah, well, again, I think that for people like us who were there in 2018, 2017, you know that things have a beginning and they also have an end. So I can see that all these projects that are coming in sets of 10,000s are really, really dangerous. And I'm not saying it because I don't like them. I think there is a lot of impressive capacities there. But I think that the supply, maybe it's not yet there, but the supply is really skyrocketed, and the prices are, even the minting prices are too much high. And a lot of people think they can flip it, but they will never be able to flip. So I encourage newcomers to be buying only what they really want, to be sitting on their wallet, eventually even for years. You're fine with that? Then you are in the good industry. Then you're doing it correctly. If you're not fine with that, and you came here like a few months ago with the promise of flipping NFTs and becoming a millionaire, be careful.
Excellent. How do you see the potential use cases of NFTs beyond digital arts, gaming, and metaverse in the future? Because the NFT may represent any unique property existing in digital or in physical form. What purposes NFTs will likely be used for in upcoming, let's say, 10 years?
Yeah, exactly. I think that it's important to collocate this question and answer in a time lapse. So not tomorrow, but in 10 years. So, for example, I'm very interested about the fractional ownership of real estate properties. I think that's really, really interesting. We see that already in traditional industry, for example, summer vacation houses being already owned by multiple families, not with NFTs. I would be interested in understanding how NFTs improve an already interesting existing industry. And that's really something that I want to research. I am also very bullish on ticketing. That could be something happening before than 10 years, like on a massive scale. Because ticketing, for concerts, for even movies can be. I see that being on a smartphone soon, like not having the piece of paper anymore, like soon. So we already have tickets on the smartphone, but that can be NFTs. I mean, So we see that already in blockchain conferences. Sometimes there is conferences adopting this technology already. I can see it rising in the next years.
Yeah, definitely. But ladies and gentlemen, by the way, if you are interested, like Carlo, with about the topic of fractionalizing ownership of real estate via NFT, please find in that playlist of ENVELOP Podcast the episode with Ralph Liu, the gentleman from California, US. He talks about, he's been exploring this topic of fractionalizing ownership of real estate for years, and he has strong vision how to do that. Find that in this playlist. So let's go further, Carlo. How do you see the future of the blockchain gaming in, let's say, upcoming 10 years? What they will be looking like for?
Yeah, the way I see it is the following. I believe that NFT gaming as a paradigm will be tested already this winter and in the winter after. So I think we have, like, especially the winter after, I think in like 2-3 years of testing. We, like, for example, right now there is a maximum 10 million active addresses across all chains that are playing games. And I'm maybe exaggerating it. So if only, let's say, 20 million traditional gamers join the NFT gaming market, we have doubled the players, and it's nothing coming from the traditional gaming industry. So I can see that happening already this winter or next winter. We have a huge, if it works, then it's going to be the new paradigm, but only if it works after a period of testing. So why is it going to be the next paradigm? Because, I mean, the premises are mind-blowingly strong here, because it's about allowing gamers to earn from the hours they spend playing. And this is something that only the highest achievers on YouTube and Twitch can today do, or the highest scoring esports teams. This is the 1%. Like in the financial sector, the same is happening in the gaming sector. It's the 1% that it's winning now. So blockchain, we DeFi, as well as in the NFT gaming, it's about the 99%. So we want to bring it to the 99%. And if it works, I think, the world of gaming is not going to be the same anymore. So I think, but it's not sure that it's going to work. We need to test it now.
Is that correct to say that NFTs have already become a factor of so-called mass adoption of crypto? We, crypto community, have been praying for years.
Yeah, I think I can see that coming. Why? Because the gamers, they already understand the concept of a digital currency, for example. They already understand the concept of digital ownership. They already understand the idea to feel a lot of strong emotions for your hard-earned characters, hard-earned weapons. And you do not need to tell them. They already know it. And once they also understand that they can monetize that, then the mass adoption is coming, and we need to make it frictionless. We need to make it easy, and that's really what we builders need to focus on.
Yeah, a couple of questions finally, Carlo. You're a super interesting person. How to follow you on the internet first? The best way.
Yeah, me, I really want to strongly encourage you to follow Hexarchia, Twitter and Discord. That's where we are mostly active at the moment. We also have Twitch lives every week since late August. We started this new adventure, and we are really enjoying it together with our community. You can also find a lot of information on Medium about the game, and on YouTube you can find some videos. We are uploading more videos in the next weeks, so stay tuned. You can follow me on Twitter, Carlito BTC. That's my handle. I will be posting mostly about Hexarchia, but you're free to join me.
Excellent. And finally, you're going to speak on the panel of usage NFT in games and upcoming CGC, or Cutting Game Conference, 9th editions, in September 23rd, 24th. Whom will you recommend to listen to your panel and join to the whole event in general to understand how the world of NFT is being developed now?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to say some nice word about CGC, because it's really a conference that is being going on since a long time. I was personally there in Kiev, Ukraine in 2019 before the whole pandemic thing started, and it was a huge satisfaction for me to be there in person. And now that it's digital, I can also recommend it, because it's really one of the leading conferences about NFT gaming, and it's been around for a long time. So big shout out to CGC. So this time I will be an attendee in a panel about NFT and gaming. And it's really nice because my co-attendees are really important people from other games. And it's going to be interesting for you to see the difference between two card games and one a real engine built 3D experience. And so you can tell yourself how blockchain is used differently, for example, in these games. And also there will be a protocol representative in the panel, because there will be a representative of Phantasma Chain. So I strongly encourage you to join, because you will have different and broad views on the NFT gaming industry. And the whole conference is also very interesting. There are leaders that really know what they're talking about when they talk about gaming and blockchain. So both on Thursday and on Friday. So really join CGC September conference, because it's going to be fun.
Yeah, definitely. If you were in Kiev in October 2019 on CGC offline, we had to meet, because I was there too. I was an MC. That's another way to connection besides Bangladesh. Excellent. So thank you very much, Carlo. It's been extremely interesting to talk to you. Ladies and gentlemen, you were listening to the ENVELOP Podcast, supported by the NFT protocol and the DAO ENVELOP. Please like, share, comment, subscribe on the channel. Hit the bell button for not missing the future episodes. Join CGC 9th event. All the links are written below. You may also find a promo code for the free pass. Just PM me on Telegram, anywhere you want. Carlo Moretti, the creator of Hexarchia, the blockchain game, Untitled Chapter, MC, with you. Thank you for listening. See you in the next episodes, and let's meet at a CGC 9 conference online. Bye-bye.
See you guys.